So who talks first? You talk first? I talk first?
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Who Talks Her First. Oh god, that's our 35th episode. I'm not even starting over. I'm CT.
I'm solo.
I feel like I'm not even going to start over because this week's podcast is going to be kind of short and whatever. I don't have any notes today.
This is a casual one, guys. There's not a lot to talk about.
No, so we're going to talk mostly about Forces of Destiny, which, again, we, very cute. There's not much to talk about in it.
I think altogether there might have been 20 minutes so far, so.
It's there was 5 episodes, even so, 13 minutes.
Yeah.
Not 15? No. Math. That's what we're about. But before we get into that, let's just talk about how our weeks have been going. I got my Kylo Nendroid in the mail. He's very cute. I am looking forward to custom painting him because he doesn't have his moles.
Yeah, you need to add his moles.
Yeah, I'm I want to have his moles, and I was considering adding the scar too, but I think I will.
I would add the scar just in case they come out with another one later.
Yeah, I'm I just want the moles for sure.
Yeah.
And hopefully one day a Rey will be added to this collection.
I hope so.
Because all of the Star Wars ones, Kylo was the first one who got a face.
Yep.
Which, A+.
Finally.
For those of you who don't follow the toy scene like we do, we are big collectors of toys.
We are.
There's these series of toys that Hot Toys put out, and they're called Cos Babies. Mm-hmm. And they're basically like Nendroids.
They're just kind of bigger Nendroids. Yeah.
And they do a bunch of Star Wars ones, and they did everyone from Rogue One besides Bodhi, because sorry Bodhi, for some reason everyone forgot you were essentially the third main character.
Yep. More important than other characters, because without him you wouldn't have known anything. But let's not make any merch of him.
No, poor Bodhi.
Favorite boy.
But Rey got a Cos Baby announced.
Yes.
But she still hasn't. It was announced at Comic-Con I think last year.
Well,
and
Luke hasn't come out either, right?
No, okay. Luke old Luke and old Rey were both announced, and I assume they're gonna wait for the Last Jedi.
Yeah,
because they're in their Last Jedi outfits.
Yeah, I think that's what.
Or not Last Jedi outfits, but end of the movie and a Force Awakens outfit. So
yeah,
she'll be in that outfit for a little bit in the Last Jedi.
Yes.
So I'll patiently wait for at least her. Kylo has a Cos Baby, but he just has the mask. Finn has one that he has both a face and a mask.
Really?
It's really cute.
Aww.
But I think you can only he only comes in a big first order set. And he's in a stormtrooper outfit. And that costs a lot of money.
That sucks.
They're really cute, and you can find them. They're really cute and relatively cheap if you
they're not too bad.
Go on the interwebs. Again, they could be bootleg, but
yeah. But
it's
considering, I'm pretty sure their headquarters is in
Hong
China.
Kong, yeah.
It's in Hong Kong.
So you can't really tell what's
what's official and what's not.
Because it's all coming from Hong Kong.
Because normally what you do with Nendroids and stuff like that is you only buy them if they have a Japanese seller. Yeah. Because otherwise you're probably getting a bootleg from China. But when the distributor is in China, then you're just I don't know.
Per circle. But I don't own any. Hopefully one day I will, because I think they're so stupidly cute. But
pretty cute.
Right. I just keep waiting for that Rey. They have a young Luke that's out. But I think that's it in terms of...
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a Leia or a Han.
Honestly, I think they were just really excited about Rogue One because they got to make 2 Asian characters. Yeah. So I think that's why...
they were Donnie Yen. We love Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen gets one, so I think that's why the entire cast of Rogue One got one besides Bodhi. But both Baze and Chirrut have them, and Cassian, and I think Krennic even has one. It's a good lineup. Anyway, we watched lots of Pride and Prejudice this week.
We did.
A lot of it.
Yep.
And I even watched it 2 more times than you did.
And this was my first time ever watching them.
So, what? So I was just I haven't seen Pride and Prejudice since The Force Awakens came out. And I'm just going to talk about it for a little bit because I made a post on Tumblr being I could honestly do a whole podcast about Pride and Prejudice and Kylo Ren. I'm not going to do that to you, but then I got a bunch of people being you better do it. I'm it won't be a whole podcast. But
we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. Because for those of you who don't know, Eddie Redmayne actually auditioned for Kylo Ren.
Newt Scamander?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm he actually would have been kind of cute. I love Adam, but when you picture it, you're he would have had the same puppy dog effect.
He would have. He would have been maybe too puppy dog.
Yeah, I even think, too...
Yeah.
Too puppy.
And also, Adam just looks like Harrison Ford's kid, so...
Oh, yeah. But, you found out that he auditioned for Kylo at one point, and he was, like, during some interview, he was saying that, because they couldn't give him the actual script, they just gave him, like, things that would help him with the feel. So they gave him a script from Star Trek and then Pride and Prejudice.
Yep.
And that's when everyone was like, is this a joke? Because we've been making this comparison for a while, and you're saying it's like a real thing that we have basis for?
Uh-huh.
This is some good shit.
So Kylo Ren is Mr. Darcy?
And so I haven't watched 2005 Pride and Prejudice since TFA came out. And I was just like, it's one of my favorite movies. And so I'm just like in the mood to watch it, downloaded it, and then I'm 15 minutes in the movie and I'm like, holy crap. Adam Driver just went to like the Mr. Darcy school of pathetic and misery for Kylo, because it's so almost eerie how their mannerisms are, well, calm Kylo, I should say. Obviously not angry Kylo, but whenever Kylo kind of has his calm cadence, it's just
Mr. Darcy?
It's just 2005 Darcy.
Yep. So I was like, well, just bring it out, because I've never watched it, so just bring it out.
I was right after I had finished watching it, and I was like, I want to watch it again.
Alright, I'll sit down and watch it with you. So, only because Keira Knightley's in it, and she's cute.
She's so cute, so it just makes that, watching this movie, A+ for Star Wars feelings. Because, like, when they walk, like, when the Darcy squad walks in, you immediately, just aesthetic-wise, of just how the characters look, you're like, oh, it's Kylo, Hux, and Phasma.
Absolutely.
There you go.
The three of them just walk in, and everything gets silent, and everyone turns, and I'm like, oh, it's the First Order, they're here.
They're here. It's just, it's so...
Here they are! This is what is happening right now.
If you haven't seen 2005 Pride and Prejudice, you should.
It's really good.
It's some good stuff.
Actually.
Yeah.
I'm like, I actually really enjoyed it, and I don't like movies like that, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, again, it's just so happy, and, like, there's conflict, but not that much conflict.
Not that much, because then we went and we watched the 95 miniseries, and dear God, that one was rough, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree, because I'd watched the 95 miniseries in high school, and I always just thought I liked the 2005 version better, but it'd been a long time since I'd seen the 95 version, so but people kept telling us, oh,
watch it, it's so much better.
So let's just do it. I mean, I love this story no matter what, so let's just do it.
And my car had broken down the previous day, so I was
nothing to do.
I was taking a mental health day, because I was like, I'm gonna have to spend a lot of money to get my car fixed. I'm not going to work.
So we just watched it over 2 days.
Yeah.
And
most of it on the second day.
All of our favorite parts are not in, like, the 95 movie. Like, all my favorite lines, all my favorite, like, scenes.
There's so many more of the insufferable characters in 95.
I'm like, honestly, the 2005 just cuts out more Wickham and cuts out more Collins.
Yep.
Which,
and Mom isn't nearly as insufferable in 2005. Mom is awful in 95. I hate the Mom in 95.
Yeah. And just, I like how Darcy is better in...
Oh, yeah.
Because, again, it's why I compare, like, Kylo more to 2005 Darcy.
Oh,
because,
absolutely.
2005 Darcy is just pathetic and miserable.
Yeah.
And
I think Adam looked at Mr. Darcy from the two different versions, and he was like, 95 is angry Kylo.
Yeah.
And 2005 is, like, more Ben Solo.
Yeah.
And he was like, here we go.
I just love his stupid, sad face.
These are my dynamics.
Yep, here we go. This
sad, pathetic pining.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm all about. I mean, if you want to know what my ship aesthetic is 90% of the time, like, the basis is Pride and Prejudice. It's, like, two people that just really don't like each other in the beginning, but actually, boy, he is just a sad, miserable man.
And then they find out that they have way more in common
than they thought they did. Yep, and then they like each other in the end.
Yep.
And everyone's like, what? We thought you hated each other. And they're just...
like, yeah, we did too. Well, I thought I hated him.
Well, because let's face it, Darcy the entire time.
At least in 2005, he walks in and is immediately like, oh my god, she's so cute. I don't like her! How dare you imply that I think she's adorable? I don't!
I literally flipped out when I walked in the room. But just, like, the acting styles are so, like, they translate.
Yep.
If you like Kylo, if you just need to watch 2005 Pride and Prejudice, because from, like, the hand acting to, like, the lip looking,
yep,
the lip glancing, which gets me.
We're fighting right now, and I'm angry, but I can't stop looking down at your lips.
I want to keep looking at your mouth for some reason. There's some, like, shot parallels that are almost, like, eerie.
Yeah, I would like to see. I would like to see comparisons.
One day I'll make
side by
GIFs.
Yeah.
One day when I feel like it, but I have to download. I have to get, like, a digital copy of them to do so, because I couldn't find just, like, a YouTube clip of the scene that I wanted to be like, this is the same shot.
Well, you technically have a digital copy of both, don't you?
Well, I just can't edit the iTunes version.
Oh, that's
like,
true.
I can't bring that into
iMovie or whatever.
Yeah, something to make GIFs from.
Got it.
But, yeah, there's some great parallels there, and, I'm like, I mean, again, P 05 has always been one of my favorite movies. But now you can just apply so much more to it.
I mean, that's the reason I enjoyed it way more than I probably would have previously. If I would have watched it any other time, I'd probably been like, yeah, it was fine. But because of the Star Wars comparisons, I was like, oh, I actually, like, really liked this. And also, I think Mr. Bingley is so cute.
He's the cutest!
Him and Jane are so cute.
And
they're way cuter than the 2005 version! Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, well, here's this main plot going on, but every time you look in the background and they're just... Bingley and Jane are just making eyes at each other, and you're like, oh, they're so in love, and it's so pure, their love.
Yeah, but if you guys like the 95 version more, please let us know why. I'm curious. I assume it's because you're looking for more...
book parallels?
Yeah, like, literary transition, when, again...
Which I'm sure it's better at.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is. But I like the changes.
Oh, I do, too, because... If I've said it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. If you have this, like, romantically fueled, passion-filled scene, and it should be filmed in the rain. Like,
when I was like, is this where the rain confession is gonna happen? And you're like, there is none. And I was like, what?
The confession doesn't happen in the rain? I'm like, no, it doesn't.
And Kira never gets to be like, well, not Kira, Elizabeth is never like, my sister just shy! That never happens in 95, and I'm like, what?
Nope.
She never makes a case for her sister in 95? What?
At least not as, like...
Not as
well of a case.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what I like most about 95, is they do the job, or not 95, but 2005, is that they explained their character motivations a little bit better to each other. Because I think Darcy's intentions are better, and he doesn't seem as douchey, he just... No. He definitely implies that he just cares a lot about his friends.
Yeah.
And you don't...
He's like, your family's kind of, like, money hungry.
Yeah.
I'm not saying your sister is.
You get it in both. But, yeah, you don't have Darcy clarifying in 95 that... No, he's like, I don't think this about you or your sister. I've just seen your other sisters and your mom, and sometimes your dad was a little rude.
Yeah. And was really money hungry or just super obnoxious. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I won't insult your sisters like that or whatever. And you're like, aw, well, at least Darcy's, like, paying attention. He's like, oh, I don't think your sister's like that, nor you, but...
But your sister didn't seem that interested in my friend.
She's like,
and she just seemed... Because even in the... This might happen in the 95 version, I might miss it. This is going to just be like us talking about Pride and Prejudice. I swear.
We'll eventually talk about Star Wars.
But it's just so good. There's the part where... Darcy's kind of walking through the room where he's picking up on all the family things, and Mrs. Bennet has a line where she goes, Jane always does what's right for the family, and he hears that, so he honestly could just be thinking that she's not interested, but she's doing it because that's what her family wants.
Yeah, being forced by her parents, because God knows that happened back in that day. That's why it makes it so
nice when he has that line. It's like, I don't think this about your sister. Like, I think your sister has just everyone's best interest at heart, but she doesn't like my friend likes your sister.
Yeah. He's more invested than she is. And Lizzie's like, how dare you?
After my sister was heartbroken by douchebag McGee.
Yep.
Bad man.
Good movie.
Just such a good movie, man.
It's a good movie.
Snoot Boop.
The Snoot Boop. When he kisses her on the nose, and I was like, oh, it's so pure.
That's, again,
it doesn't exist in the other
love
version.
it so much. It's the purest happiest.
He's like, here's a forehead kiss, and I'm like, oh, one of the most endearing things. The most endearing. And he's like, here's a little cheek kiss. Here's a snoot boop. And I'm like, oh my god, he kissed her nose. It should be gross, but instead, it's the cutest thing I've ever seen. So stupidly cute. Just little pecks her on her little nose. He's like, and she's like, I'm so in love. And just the way Kira's looking up at him at that time, I'm like, she is such a good actress because she looks so in love with him.
Yeah.
You can feel it.
That's why I'm like, I really can't, I have a hard time seeing other actors in those roles. Not that they don't play them fine, but it's
they're
just
just so enamored with each other at the end.
They had such good chemistry together that the entire time I'm like, I know you're supposed to hate each other, but I'm like, there's so much good chemistry between you two that even when you hate each other, I'm like, no, you don't. You got this going on. You're good.
I think you guys are protesting too much.
You doth protest too much.
Yep. Mr. Darcy.
And one of my favorite lines, which isn't in the 95 version, is the Charlotte says something about it being convenient to dance with him because, like, he's got good things going on in his life. And she just goes something about, well, I hope it's not convenient because I've sworn to loathe him for all eternity. Yep. And that's one of my favorite lines.
So dramatic, but I love it.
I swear to loathe him for all eternity. So good. Anyway, long story short, if the first confession of Mr. Darcy does not happen on Act 2, during the rain scene on Act 2.
Kylo Ren?
Well, I meant like the confession of Darcy's.
That got scene. It, yeah.
Because we know we have a rain scene on Act 2 where everybody's there.
And it better just be Kylo being like, you're dumb and you smell bad and you're a scavenger and
you have no family
and you're stupid and you're not good with the Force. You need a teacher. It should be me. Let me teach you. And she's like, excuse me? Why did you insult me so much before you asked me? I hate you.
It's like, are you rejecting me? Are you laughing at
me? Me? Do you know who I am?
And then, it's just so good.
And she's like, fuck you. And he's like, shit. This is your opinion of me? She's like, yeah, no fucking shit. You killed your dad. He's like, fine. Well, I see you think so little of me. And she's like, why are you talking like that? He's like,
he'll be just suddenly British. And he's like, my mom was British for a movie too. It's fine. We just kind of become British.
When we're upset, this is how we talk. You've met my mother. This is what happens.
You can tell I'm really upset because I'm British now.
This is how I was taught to act.
Because
General talking.
It's just so... It's so crazy, some of these parallels, when you're watching it. Even the back and forth, with the quicker back and forth in the interrogation scene, I am convinced that they're like, watch the dance scene in this, because you don't have really any emotional response to each other.
Like, you're just making these quips.
Yeah, you're making just quips back and forth, and that's the entire opening to the interrogation scene where...
And it's when they're trying to judge each other's character.
Yeah.
Which is literally what she says in the movie. She's like, I'm trying to make a judge of your character. And he's like, well, I wish you wouldn't. Yeah. And you're like...
Good stuff. Anyway, so, good movie.
It's... Oh my god. Because she thinks he's a monster during that dance.
It's so there!
The parallel is uncanny.
And, like, knowing that they were... It's not even just, like, a headcanon thing. Nope. Like, they purposely wrote him that way. They were like, okay, which character can we give people to read that accurately reflects how we want this character portrayed? And they're like, Mr. Darcy.
Yep.
You tell me not to romanticize Kylo Ren one more time. Like, come on! You're, in a way, obviously, I don't think you're supposed to, like...
He's this character that everyone thinks is a monster, but there might be better intentions behind all of that.
That's the whole movie, is that he's doing some shitty stuff. I mean, killing Han, I think you can work your way around it, that killing Han had to happen.
Yes.
I've talked about that theory multiple times before.
Not only because Harrison didn't want in the other movies, but
I think there's multiple ways to go about the movie that killing Han, well, I mean, obviously, horrible thing to do.
Oh, absolutely.
But they can still make it a way that it kind of
needed to happen.
Had to happen for this chain of events to happen. So I have a theory video about that on YouTube if you want to read that into that later, if you want to hear me explain more of what I think that could be. But, Okay, we good? I could talk about Pride and Prejudice for so long. It's just so good.
But it's been 20 minutes, so let's get into Forces of Destiny.
Forces of Destiny. So, as of our recording date,
technically 6 episodes have been out, but that's just because they labeled one wrong.
Yeah, so 5 episodes have aired. They just named the episode 6.
Yeah. So there've been 2 Leia, 2 Rey, 1 Ahsoka.
1 Ahsoka.
Yep.
Which I'm surprised we didn't get like one of each character. Surprised we didn't get a Sabine yet.
That's what I think number 5 is.
Would be.
But I guess we'll see if they ever rename them or whatever.
Because I definitely understand having 2 of the Reys because their shorts went back, like, made sense together.
Yeah.
They were the same timeline, and obviously Rey's timeline won't be able to deviate much.
Yeah, there's not much that you can do with Rey.
Because she really only has, like, the one night that she spent with BB-8. So it's like, what do you have there that they didn't cover? So I'll be interested to see
what else they do.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they're going to go further back in time before she meets BB. So it's like, oh, is that the end for Rey?
Yep.
Guess we'll see.
Well, it'll be very interesting. So the first 2 shorts that we got, like we were saying, they were both Rey and BB-8. And we meet the Night Watcher, who, if you remember the beginning of The Force Awakens, is that little alien that just pops up and looks at BB-8.
And you're like, that's weird. Why did they even bother to show that? And they're like, oh, well, we'll show you now.
So it turns out it's actually this huge monster that lives under the sand that eats junk.
Yep.
He's a junk eater.
And he wanted to snack on BB.
And so there's just little adventure of him trying to eat BB, and Rey's like, no,
don't eat my
droid.
Don't eat BB, but here's some other scrap for you
because he knows
he's hungry.
He's hungry.
And she knows what hunger feels like because she's starving constantly.
And I think with the Rey shorts in particular, we got a really nice addition to her character.
Oh, absolutely.
She really does have, like, a compassionate core and understanding that, like, especially on Jakku, that everyone's doing what they need to survive.
Right.
And she's like, I'm gonna protect my friends, but I get you're hungry. You need to do what. So here you go. Like, I feel compassion for you.
Yeah.
So that's a nice step for what I hope Rey's character will show more of in the future.
Yeah. Because, again, I think the Rey ones are going to be the ones that I enjoy the most, because even though the movie centers around Rey, you don't see a lot of Rey. Does that make...
So much of her is still, like, a mystery?
Yeah. You don't even really get to see a lot of her character because she's in so much peril all the time.
And I guess she's still the character we've seen the least of. Like, Leia has had her 4 movies, and she was technically in Rogue One for a little bit.
We've seen a lot of Ahsoka.
A lot of Ahsoka. She had...
I can never have enough,
the most of everybody, technically.
Because she had, like, 6 seasons.
6 seasons.
5.5 seasons.
Yeah, she wasn't in 6.
But Rebels.
And a movie. And Rebels. Yeah, I think she's probably had the most screen time of every female character.
Could I always have more? Absolutely.
Yes, not gonna say no. And then, we haven't seen Padme yet, but she technically had 3 movies and Clone Wars as well.
Yeah.
So, seeing more of Rey is nice because she technically has had the least amount of screen time.
Yeah. I think between, like, her and Jin. I think Jin is also...
Oh, yeah.
But...
I forgot about Jin.
Well, yeah, because we haven't gotten a Jin yet.
We haven't gotten a Jin short. Oh, yeah, I'm surprised we didn't get a Jin short.
Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting. Because I really want to know what they're going to do with her timeline. Like, where is it going to be after she's already met the people? But it can't be that, because she spends so little time with everybody. So
it'll probably be before she meets everybody, I'm guessing.
Like, back when she was with,
Saw. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, second episode of Rey is Tito comes back, is trying to take BB-8 again. And Rey's like, wait, I've got an idea. And she goes into the Star Destroyer, and she knows the Night Watcher's there. And since the Night Watcher and her are buds now, he was like, you were nice to me when I was not nice to you.
Yep.
So, you know what? I'm going to help you out now. And eats the Tito's ship thing.
Well, kind of. It was more just like, she's like, I'm on the rock and he can't get me here. Me and BB are on the rock where he can't get us.
But then he says, enjoy your snack.
Well, she says that, yeah.
Or she says that, I mean, yeah. I think they've got a...
We
good
can't.
Rapport.
I mean, it might not be intelligent. Who knows?
Yeah, we don't know how intelligent it is.
It was just like, here's some stuff for me to eat. I'm gonna eat it.
There we go. Nice. So her her shorts were cute. And then the third one was Leia on Endor, where we got a little Wicket adventure. It was cute.
Yeah, it was cute. The stormtroopers were like, oh, savages, these little primal, we got trapped by these little primal creatures. Just the end.
And I don't want to focus too much on, like, negative things, but I guess, like, I will give my critique of the Leia's voice actress.
Yeah. I think it was a very bad casting.
And because we realized later that she sounds like Han.
She's trying to do Harrison Ford, is what it sounds like to me.
In the first one, I didn't pick up on it, but the second one...
Because she says Chewie all the time, and she sounds like she's talking like this.
She is trying to do, like, the Leia almost... I don't want to say lisp, but it's a little more...
Like, husky, kind of.
It's there.
I definitely hear it more in the second one. In the first one...
You only hear it in, like, a couple words. But, unfortunately, Han also has that same... Yeah, Chewie,
And the way that he... It just sounds like she's replicating Chewie.
She's
Han.
talking with, like, a Han cadence.
Yeah, she's just... And it's like, oh.
Like, it doesn't... Obviously,
she's definitely not a bad voice actress. She's just not Leia.
Just didn't sound
I feel like
Leia.
They should have went through more people before they sounded better. Leia sounded like, honestly.
And, like, we were even talking, like, Anakin doesn't sound like Anakin. Like, Hayden Anakin.
No.
But
that's for the better.
That's for the better.
No offense, Hayden.
I love you, Hayden, but
can you imagine if all of Clone Wars would have been what Hayden sounded like? No. Instead, they gave him a more charming voice who was, like, more animated. And that's why Clone Wars Anakin is so charming. And, like, so you're like, oh, I love him.
Clone Wars Anakin's a good boy.
He is a good boy.
So yeah, but, that's really my... It's not like a criticism that's really taking me out of it. It's just if we're doing a review, I'm going to give it. But, So then we find out how Leia got her Endor dress. And all the Ewoks are... saying that she is so pretty. You're now the Ewok queen.
Yep.
Then we got Ahsoka, which
was just I don't know. It was just a short that showed her, like, getting another thing of her braid.
Yeah, getting her braid extension. And
which, how does that happen for people who actually use their hair?
I don't know. Maybe, like, Togruta Jedi have, like, additional
special
symbolism.
Because I'm like, for Anakin, I assume it was just his hair grows. There you go. They weren't like, oh, we put a stopper on your hair growth.
There you go. I don't really know what it symbolizes. Or how they make it symbolic for other
races
ones who have hair.
Yeah.
Who knows? But it's there, and it's cute, and
Anakin looks awful in that short.
Awful.
Why is he so blonde? Why does he not have his scar?
The scar is the thing that makes me go, you missed it. My favorite thing that's come from this, though, are all the memes of, like, Kylo, because obviously Adam Driver has very pouty lips, and they give Clone Wars Anakin, very pouty lips.
Well, because Hayden has them.
Hayden also has them.
He has very pouty lips.
But they really accentuate it in this
short.
And so all the memes of Kylo being like, I'll finish what you started, and it's just a bunch of lips.
Bunch of little pouty lips.
Yep. I love my boys in there. The Skywalker boys in there.
Well, I guess Keira Knightley has very small lips. I don't know about Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman has a pretty...
Does she have voluptuous lips? Or
no, and I think and Keira does too.
You do? Because I think she has a really small mouth. Because during Pride and Prejudice, I was like, she's got such a cute little small mouth.
Maybe not. Maybe I know Natalie Portman has, like, at least a bigger top lip, so I just assumed that. But, yeah. But the boys, I like their...
The boys got big lips.
Potty lips.
Because, like, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, Mark Hamill also has a pretty...
Yeah. He's got a cute mouth.
He's got a cute set of lips there.
Yeah.
So it's just, the boys are always like,
that's
here
what
we
this
are.
podcast is about. All the cute Star Wars boys with their cute lips.
They got big old lips.
I love it.
Like, here we are.
Kiss me.
Ready for kissing.
Ready for kisses. And Anakin just gets burned alive.
And Anakin's like,
Luke
no,
only
my
ever
lips.
gets to kiss his sister.
Made for kissing. Never kisses.
Never kisses.
Well, Anakin got kisses.
Anakin got kisses, but he was even in a secret
That's
marriage.
why he's ready to finish what he started.
And like,
he's like, I'm ready to finish what you started, grandfather. Kissing.
All this kissing. I know you and Grandma didn't get a kiss that much because
it was secret.
It was secret, and there was like a war going on, but...
You guys didn't get to see each other a lot.
You didn't see each other for 8 months. Because that's how Revenge of the Sith worked. And not one time did she message him. I was like, hey.
I'm preggy. She was like, I'll tell him to his face.
When he gets back.
And he didn't notice when he walked up. He wasn't like, what are those other life forms I'm sensing?
He didn't know. She's 8 months pregnant.
Nope.
In that scene. How did he not, like, hug her and go,
what's that?
Wait a second. 8 months pregnant with twins.
Right.
Anakin's oblivious. He just thought she gained weight, and she's like, I won't say anything.
Yeah, he was like, I'm not gonna say anything. You're glowing! And she's like, I'm pregnant. He's like, I didn't want to say anything. You look very healthy, Padme. And she's like, I'm pregnant, you dunce. And he was like, oh, okay, I just thought maybe you ate a lot of cake while I was gone.
Yep.
I don't care.
I don't want to say anything. You're beautiful no matter what.
I literally have you up on a pedestal, so you can do no wrong in my mind.
It's fine.
Unless, are you looking over at Obi-Wan? What are you doing right now?
Hey there.
Hey, look at me. Look at me.
Obi-Wan is a cutie though, can't blame him. But last short was another Leia, again, at the time of recording, and I mean, this will go up on iTunes today, but...
It's true. They might drop actual episode 5 today, who knows?
Who knows? Was another Leia, and she was in Hoth.
And it was Chewbacca.
Chewbacca, which is my least favorite of the dolls.
Oh my god.
He looks like the Wolf Man.
He looks awful as a doll. He didn't look that bad in the short, except for his scary hands.
But as
the doll, they gave him like a Wolfman. They gave him like a snout, an actual like.
Well, they gave him like a plastic face and everything else is fur.
And then like his lips and nose are like a separate piece that come way more off his face.
He's very like Wolfman-y.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah.
I am liking the art style more than I shouldn't say I'm not liking it more, but it's not bothering me as... I mean, they're web shorts.
Yeah, they're just little web shorts.
You can't compare it to Clone Wars or Rebels, and I've seen a lot of people be like, how does this even... I'm like, they're 3-minute web shorts, guys.
You can compare them to Monster High, and that's it. Because that's the only other formatted show kind of like that. Monster High, maybe, did Ever After also have web shorts, maybe?
Yeah.
But, like, these girl doll lines are kind of the only things that have done that, at least that I know. Maybe boy toy lines have also done it, but I can't think of any.
I just only know the Monster and Ever After.
Because boy toy lines get full shows.
Womp womp.
Burn!
Monster High got a lot of movies, though.
It did, yeah, but, you know, so do the boy toys. They get full shows and toys.
And films.
And movies, yeah.
But I'm really excited for these toys to come out.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the dolls.
And
especially Ahsoka.
Ahsoka.
She's such a cute doll.
I wanted, because I loved Brat's boy Luke, so Brat's boy Anakin. He was even in a short, so I hope he also comes out.
I hope he comes out, and then I'll draw a scar on him.
It's
so funny, too.
I am the first person to, I shouldn't say make excuses, but to let things go for a lot of animated stuff. I mean, I work in animation, and I know the processes and, like, what it costs to change things, or why they do certain things a certain way because it'll cost less, or they probably didn't forget this, it was purpose. They forgot that scar.
Yeah, one line on his face was not going to cost the company, like, $20,000 more.
They forgot that scar.
Yeah, that was just a forgotten thing. And I'm like, I get it. It is a very small scar, but it's also a character trait. All of the Skywalker boys get them. Or actually just, like, Star Wars main characters in general.
Yeah.
Because Ezra has them.
Yeah.
He's got his little cat scratches. He's got his little Naruto whiskers.
He does.
So it's like, how can
they definitely just forgot
his scar.
His little scar.
Because he has it before he meets Ahsoka for the first time.
So the timeline, it should always be there.
Yep.
But yeah, I am really looking forward to these shorts. Then I wonder how often we'll get them.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Because the fact that they've been giving them daily, when I thought they were going to be a weekly thing.
Yeah, I assume it'll probably be weekly after this. That's just its first week. We got
Yeah, like maybe they'll give us 7 and then...
Maybe even next week will be daily 2, because we didn't see any Sabine, any Jin, any Padme. Mm-mm. And you assume you want to see everyone before the toys come out, but who knows?
Well, maybe they won't do Padme because she doesn't have a toy announced yet.
She doesn't, but we know she's in the show at least.
Yeah.
But
she might just be in, like, Ahsoka's stories, which is what I'm worried. That's what I'm the most worried about, is that Hera's only going to be in Sabine's stories, and Padme will only be in Ahsoka's stories, and so they might not get dolls, which would make me so sad.
Padme's got to get a doll. I'm utterly convinced. You can't convince me otherwise right now.
She better.
She's the one who's been... Padme Armadillo. Damn it, I'm too...
Padmoot Armadillo.
I'm too used to saying it the meme way. Padme Amidala was always meant to be a Barbie doll.
She was, and also, she's made for adventures, because in her first movie, she's like, here you go, I got a gun, I'm going out, me and my guards were gonna, like, storm the castle. Mm-hmm. She was not idle. She was very much like Leia, and she was like, I'm gonna take charge. I'm gonna do this stuff. Mm-hmm. That was, like, the one thing I could remember before I got into Star Wars. When I was like, I don't like Star Wars, but I remember Padme having a gun and, like, kicking butt in the movies. That's the only thing I remember growing up. And then people were like, well, Leia also did that in the movies, and I was like, I don't remember that. But
my girls. So I just hope... I'm excited for the toys, and I like that we have... I've been hearing a lot of people talk about how it's really nice that they have a Star Wars that they can show their really young kids. Mm-hmm. Because, like, some people have been like, real Star Wars is still too scary, so it's nice to have, like,
bright colors.
Little girls who like BB-8 and like Rey, who's just, like, seeing them, but they're not necessarily old enough to see, like, the movies in full, can still see them and still get toys of them.
Because there's still, like, a little bit of violence, but the bright colors help offset that, because everything's so bright and colorful.
And, it's been 5 episodes and no one's died yet,
no.
Which is... Yeah, they haven't showed anyone
Ahsoka
dying.
smashed a robot, I think. But
but smashing a robot, that doesn't count.
Yeah, it's robots.
You can smell... That's what every animated show gets around, because in standards, there's just a lot of rules for showing killings. And there's a reason why in our version of Ninja Turtles, the show that I worked on, all the ninjas are robots.
Yeah.
It's because you can kill the robots. Yeah. It doesn't matter. So... Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to add? All the fanboys who...
God.
Keep talking about...
How Star Wars is only catering to women now. You're like, oh, wow.
That's how you just know is that they don't think women as equal people.
Yeah.
Because, like, you're when you see a female character, you're thinking as catering instead of just a person who has the equal opportunity to be a hero.
Right.
How dare you?
I've watched how many...
It's been 38 years of a male protagonist.
Yeah.
Like, we have Padme and Leia, but I
was still able to enjoy the series and, like, everything as a whole, while it wasn't the same gender as me in that role.
And also, I still love Anakin. Obi-Wan's my favorite character.
Yeah. There's a reason that I cosplay mostly men, and it's because those are the characters that I, like, see I can put myself in their shoes the most, or, like, I'm just, like, what's the word? Like, I empathize the most with, or whatever.
Like that.
That's not the word that I'm looking for, but, like, I see myself most in.
You relate to the most?
Relate to. Wow, I could get empathize, but not relate.
Oh, and that's what I was like, I think you're thinking of the word relate, but you went with the much more complicated word, so...
Nope, I relate.
That's not it.
Nope, it was relate. I can relate to those characters the most. Weird that some men, again, this is just always...
I'm seeing some really great, like, men on Twitter who are just like, being super supportive.
But it's like, if you're so close-minded that you can't relate to someone who's exactly the same as you, then I'm sorry.
And the fact that this isn't... Forces of Destiny in particular is not made for you.
No.
It's meant for little kids. And if you don't think your sons can admire female characters...
There's something wrong with you.
You need to back up and really think why you think this way. Star Wars is only catering towards women. Okay, let's look at the cast of Rogue One.
Right.
Please. You have Jyn.
The end.
Oh, okay, Mon Mothma was there for a little bit. Oh, Jin's mom killed off in the beginning. Leia, last 5 seconds of the movie. But...
Everyone else.
Everyone else. And that was a supporting to lead role was a man.
Yep.
So...
And, like, these aren't even made... This animated stuff isn't even made for us. As, like, adults. Adult women. I'm like, I'm not gonna super enjoy these very much because they're so short and, like... For me, honestly, I've been like, these are kind of boring. But, again, they're made for little kids. They're made for little kids who are, like, really little and can't handle anything, like, too grandiose because it might end up being, like, a little bit scary.
Yeah. And, like, like what you were saying, like, I think that's the reason why I like Rey's ones the most, because we're still learning the most about Rey's character. So they're the most interesting to watch. But, yeah, I'm like, these are meant for little kids to watch on their iPads.
Yeah. And they're just little shorts that are supposed to, like, help kids get more interested in the Star Wars universe as a whole. They're introductions. They're, like, the little golden books. Which are cute, but am I going to go out and buy all the little golden books? No, because I have the, like, adult novelization. Yeah. They're not catered to me. They're, like, there for you to share with your child and be like, this is a thing that I really like. Here's a way that you can enjoy it, and if you enjoy it, then maybe growing up we can have this together. That's what it's there for, guys.
But no, all the people... Star Wars catering... In the last 2 years, we've had 2 movies with main female protagonist, even though it is still not even close to being equal in terms of male and female screen
like the
time.
ratios completely still skewed.
Just completely, which I'm super glad about. Rose and hopefully Paige has I don't think she'll have a significant role, but of the 3 new characters that they announced as major characters, 2 of them are female. So awesome. And we know that Leia's going to have a bigger role in this The Last Jedi. That's cool that we even have a sister for Rose announced.
Yeah. Because honestly, to kind of go off on a little bit of a tangent, when you can kind of tell when they add in a woman, just like, they were like, oh crap. And it like always seems kind of out of place, because like during Rogue One, where they had the one like female pilot or like captain or whatever, she suddenly showed up and she's like, here I am, oh there's a lot of people, and you're like, well this seems forced, because it seems like they sat back, and instead of having more of them when there's only one, you're like, that seems weird, because there's only one.
What? Because even my biggest flaw with Rogue One was when all of the people volunteering to go with Jyn, not one of them was female.
Cassian's squad, there wasn't one girl on that. What you should do is, like, it doesn't have to be 50-50, but the fact that there was none, or if there's only one...
Because that's when you know they just did not think about it.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's the problem, is that when
they're like, oh, let's get together a bunch of spies.
It doesn't even
enter your thoughts.
Thought that some of them could be female. Yeah. And I think that's what a lot of the issue is with even the angry people. They just can't picture it. And it's like, no, this is why we're doing this stuff. And it may seem like catering, but we just, soon, once you see it enough, you will see, especially kids, they will grow up thinking
that it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, like, not even that it's possible, that it just happens.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, oh, men and women have the same
bearing.
Yeah.
They're equal. We're all people. No way.
It just makes me laugh so much. It's like, oh, they're just catering. And did you do the math of the characters, please? Because, like, I will say there's 5, maybe 6 main characters in The Force Awakens. Rey is the only main female. We do have Maz and Phasma, but they're supporting.
And Phasma wasn't even originally a woman.
Yeah.
They didn't do that till after.
Yeah.
Like, what's her name? I always want to call her Brienne.
Gwendolyn Christie?
Yeah. She wasn't even filmed. Like, she wasn't in that suit for any part of that movie.
Yeah, she was.
No, it was a man. That's why there's no, like, it was all voiceover.
That's not true.
Really?
That's not true.
That's what I was told.
That's not true. She was concepted as a man, but she did play the part.
Oh, well, that makes me way more happy. Because I was told that it was a man in the suit, and they had her voice over it all later.
No.
And that's why she never takes off her mask.
No, that is not true.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that makes me... I'm glad.
She was just concepted as a male character, and I think someone looked at Brienne and was like, we should cast and change it. But no, she was in the suit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
No, yeah.
So I thought she wasn't gonna get to. I thought she was finally gonna be able to get it in the new movie.
Yeah.
Where she was actually gonna be able to be Phasma.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I know that for a fact that she was in the suit because she's done interviews about it before. Anyway, but yeah, is that? So yay, good things to make toys. Obviously, this is also serious to make toys, but I don't care because I like toys.
Yeah.
Cute thing for little kids to watch.
Yeah, it's just for little kids. It's like the... What's that other line that we see all the time? It's like, it's in Target, and it's like, I want to call it like the rescue heroes or something, and they're like these tiny little squishy...
Yeah.
Like, Star Wars characters. And it's like, obviously for preschoolers.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
They're like this big and like super deformed, and they're like...
I'm forgetting what they're called too, but I know what you're talking about.
They're called like... I think they're called like... I think the other line is called Rescue Heroes because it's like just like cops and stuff, but they also have like a licensed line where it's actual like characters, and you're like, it's like complaining that that's too like dumbed down, and you're like, well, guys, that's for little kids. Mm-hmm. What? This is also for little kids, guys. It's just that this one is...
Spoiler alert, Star Wars in general is meant for kids.
Yeah, so. George Lucas said that very passionately at Celebration, where he was like, hey guys.
I love all of you, but some Star Wars is for kids.
Yeah. He's like, glad you guys enjoy it, but if you think something's stupid, I don't give a shit because I made it for kids. Mm-hmm. Well,
there's your phone. Anyway.
I leveled up in Minecraft.
Go watch Pride and Prejudice, because we talked about that for the first half of the podcast. It's fine.
And then if you have 12 minutes to spare, watch Force of Destiny.
Yeah.
The episodes that are out.
Some good, cute stuff.
Yeah. They're just cute little things.
Yeah, definitely. So, thank you for listening to another episode of Who Talks First. I'm CT.
I'm Solo.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.